Anne Lamott says there are only really 3 prayers you'll ever need. Wow, thank you, help me. I thought we would start our COVID time story sharing with her rhythms of prayers. This week we'll pray, wow. Next week we'll pray, thank you. The following week we'll pray, help me. Today's passage is just one verse. Revelation 8:1 tells of a time when all of the cosmos fell silent for 30 minutes. You can imagine like an old-timey cartoon where jaws drop hyperbolically to the floor in awe. Or you can imagine my toddler watching a bumblebee collect pollen and just saying, wow. There are so many stories in our scriptures and in our lives of awe. So many opportunities to pray, wow. So much wonder. The word worship in both Greek and Hebrew has root words meaning come near and kiss. Worship is this act of being intimately near the Eternal One and caught up in wow. So often it is a moment of being raptured into that wow. And in this single verse in Revelation, all of heaven is wrapped into wow. Near, close, intimate worship. Raptured into a wow that is too big for words, and so it inhabits silence. And again, this theme of wow, of intimate worship, is all over the scriptures that we hold dear and all over our own stories. Today, I invite us to the prayer of wow. I wonder what was a time during COVID when you said, wow. It could be related to church or it could not. It could be related to COVID or it could not. It might be a big story, a long story, a theme that has slowly rolled out like a slow motion red carpet to awe. It might be a slow story, and it might be a fast story, a small story, an instant, a moment that was both eternal and fleeting. It might be a story that isn't finished yet. It might be happening this very moment. I'll share one with you from my COVID times. When we were in Eugene helping Luke's dad, I had to leave so early in the morning to take the kids to the park before it was too crowded without masks and so therefore unsafe. So to be honest, my heart was deeply sad on these walks. We were in Eugene for one sad reason and we were going to the park in the wee hours for another sad reason. Out of nowhere came this cat. It walked right up to Lisa. And toddlers are not famously gentle enough to get along well with strange animals. And cats, honestly, are not famously gentle enough to get along with anyone, let alone toddlers, let alone strange toddlers. And the cat walked right up to Lisa and it stayed with her. She hugged it tight and it leaned into her. It was this small thing, but my soul felt this sacred release, this timelessness, this eternity hidden in the tiny. All I could say was, oh my, as a heavy heart lifted somewhere to meet the Eternal One in both the clouds and on the pavement of Alderman Loop Road, 3 blocks from Bethel Park in the most suburban streets of Eugene. And eventually, though the wow didn't stop, it was time to move on. So we walked the rest of the way to the park. Now, the day before, my kids were not able to do anything at the park at all. For one, it was crowded, again, without masks. So that's why we came in the wee hours. Additionally, typically developing children were using all of the accessible toys. So it was both unsafe for both of my kids and inaccessible for my oldest. So it came so early. As we arrived at the park, my heart sunk as I saw 2 girls run full speed to the disability swings. I spoke up. I said, "Hi, friends. This friend can only swing in those swings. Would you mind using the other swing so she can swing too?" "Oh," they said, seeming shocked for a moment, surprised. I worried that they were upset that some stranger was bossing them around, however gently, at their park. Oh, yeah. And happily, they hopped out of the disability swings and into the other swings, and I was able to put my child in the swing that was appropriate for her and have my youngest in the toddler swing that was right next to it, so they were able to swing right next to each other. And I said to the girls on the other swings, thank you so much. You know, not many things at parks are made for friends with disabilities. So this is very special for her and her sister. Thank you. This is really very special. And my toddler began to sing as she swung, very special, very special. And my heart, holding the cat and the morning light and the sacred and small moment of the swings, began to sing in harmony with her, wow, wow, wow. And so I wonder, what is a story of wow that Spirit is moving you to share today?